Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Thursday, June 11th, 2015, and we're honored to have with us the incredible mewithoutYou. Audiotree Live with Me Without You. So I have a good buddy whose name is Jeff, and one night he came over like a couple years back, and we drank a bunch of rum, and I went on this rant about like how 10 Stories was the best record of the year. Like it's the best record of the year, man. Like trying to put all these reasons why it was. Went to bed, whatever. Stumbled out of bed the next morning and like running to Frisbee. I play Ultimate in the city, and the white shirt that I was wearing had some lyrics from Elephant in the Dock written on it, because apparently at some point in the night I didn't have a sheet of paper, and so I had to prove it to him by writing it down, and that's all I had worn. So everyone at Frisbee was like, what do you have around your neck? And then I had to explain it all to them. So I feel like I had to tell that story to you guys. Thank you very much for coming out and playing for us. I'm curious, you guys have been doing this for a long time. When you go out with younger bands, like you're touring with Foxing, Lithuania, Field Mouse, do you feel responsibility at all to, like, I don't know, sort of vet them, be like the dads on tour to give them advice kind of thing, or?
I like to kind of find out where they're staying. If it's a hotel or something, wake them up. Usually I'll lay out the outfit that I feel like they should wear that day.
Make them some cereal.
Get them a bow tie.
Yeah,
for
find
the
out if they
nice
want their
day.
cereal hot or cold. So yeah, it's certain
Gel
ways that
for
are a
their
little invasive.
Write their names on a bag lunch. Yeah.
With it's got to be brown bag though, or it's not official. Make sure that they know how to open their milk themselves. Exactly. But I mean, are you giving them advice of any kind, or kind of just take it as it comes if they seek you out?
Yeah, I would never just come up to somebody and be like, "You can see how old I am."
Let me educate you.
21.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, if anything, I think most of the bands we tour with have their act together more than we do.
Okay, yeah.
So we have to ask
That's
them
true.
for some
We learn
guidance.
about how to be a band.
Yeah, so how do you play so tightly? And you never seem to pull your plugs out or knock
You never
into
seem
each
to
other's-
drop things
Right.
on stage. When you guys were doing it, in the beginning, did you aggressively seek out advice from people you were on tour with at all? Anything that like stuck with you throughout?
I was always afraid to. I remember we toured with Walking Concert with Walter from Gorilla Biscuits, who's in that band, and I just pretended like I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
But
I too uncomfortable.
I did. I mean, I was, a huge fan of his, but I was just kind of scared to, or just didn't feel like putting him in that position.
Sure.
But
Yeah. I think it's a fine line of like picking someone's brain and pestering them.
Sure.
Especially when you're on the road and they're in their mode and they have their crew and they're setting up. But I think for the most part, it's actually just watching like older bands like Brand New or Coheed or that just have their act together so tight that when you're on tour with them, you're like, yeah, we should aspire to be better than we are.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's just by watching them play. It's not so much interacting.
Seek it. Yeah.
Yeah, like osmosis.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And hopefully that after, like, continually seeing them, you'll absorb some of that.
Totally.
Yeah, unspoken wisdom or whatever from that. Yeah.
But we usually keep on our dressing room like a sign that says "keep out." So that's
Lock it. You bring
Yeah.
your own bolt lock so that no one can get it. Thank you guys very much for playing. You can go into your next song when you're ready.
Fires at the White House burning in the bay. Waters of the Sound sleeping through.
boat wreck kept us warm, sheltered from the storm on the ocean floor. And in the morning we rest in Corinthian headdress on couches of ivory, and wake in the moonlight like badgers at midnight to friends made in factories somewhere. You'll know where to find us, our attention behind us, barefooted pilgrims at shrines of our youth. Our joy was electric, our circles concentric, converging on statues of permanent step. Where is thy sting? You ought to put more thought into what you bravely sing. Aft mass ships of straw short bricks, you'll soon see exactly where my victory is. The spring to its slumber, lighthouse is black like a virginal thunder. I'll break on the lock of your nowhere shore. Your blue hand remains will dissolve at my door like a teaspoon of salt in the rain. I'll wrap up your absence in blankets of reverence, a mastodon shadow divided by zero. Comfort your family with words like eternity and friends made in factories somewhere.
Audiotree Live with Me Without You. Would you guys talk to me a little bit about the artwork for the new record, as far as the merch and the album cover and stuff? I really like it. Who did it?
It's a fellow named Vasily Kafanov.
Okay.
He's a Russian painter. He lives in New York, and he's actually provided all the artwork for every one of our LPs.
Oh, sweet.
Most of the time, we just went through and found one, a painting that we liked, and chose it for our album cover. The last album we did was an exception where we commissioned him to paint one for the cover.
Okay.
In this case, we just chose an illustration that he'd done years ago, back in the late 70s.
Cool.
And then we commissioned him to do a few more illustrations to fill out the layout.
Yeah, in that same style or whatever. Just said like continue doing these for the booklet or for like the extended vinyl thing.
Exactly, like using some of the same images and then incorporating some of the lyrical images into it, yeah.
How did you sort of meet him or like discover him in the first place?
We found out about him through the Smashing Pumpkins record, Machina. He provided all the paintings for that, and when I first saw it, I think it was my favorite, might still be my favorite album layout I've ever seen, and so we just contacted him through that, and then once we had him on board for the first album, we figured, where could we go from here?
Yeah, might as
So
well
we
just
stick
tie him
with it.
into the next ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet, and has like a, I don't know, through line or whatever, where all the album covers are not, they don't look the same, but there is something that synthesizes them, or I don't know, connects them in a way that I didn't know that. So yeah, that's awesome. Do you chat with him at all, or is it mostly just like do this thing?
We've gotten closer with him over the years, and just that for this past album, my wife and I went up to his cabin in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. He has a log cabin and a studio where he does a lot of his work, and we went there and spent the night and talked about the direction we wanted him to go, and he made us some amazing food and just showed us a really nice time. So we've gotten closer to him over the years, and it's been really, really cool.
Yeah, that's sweet. Art fans in general, or do you guys like to go to art museums or galleries or anything like that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like a frequent art dude, but
Sure.
I appreciate it. We have obviously in Philadelphia, we've got so many great art museums. The Barnes is pretty new there now, which is just amazing, and yeah, it's really great.
Mikey just went to the Wharton Eschrick Museum there in Philly, which is like a woodworking museum, right?
He was a woodworker. He died in the 70s, but his house was made into a museum. He would create just these beautiful pieces of furniture, and he would put in these unique-looking floorboards to like his kitchen. And
Cool.
I love it. I do like the Philadelphia Museum of Art is really great too. Like Brandon mentioned that.
The Motor Museum, that's probably our most
Yeah. I haven't
Brandywine
been there
River
yet.
Museum,
That is- yeah.
like the Wyeth collections. I went for my birthday.
Yeah.
It's very local.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
can
what
get a
was
lot
that
of
called?
scenery.
I didn't. What did you say?
Brandywine River Museum.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wyeth family. Really beautiful images. A lot of Pennsylvania too.
Yeah. Like old, are they kind of images of like what it used to look like?
Kind of. Well,
colonial stuff. Or?
like they painted mostly in the 20th century. So a lot of kind of contemporary, but like farmland, very
Sure.
old farmhouses and fields and barns and Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Cool, man.
So
Awesome.
nice.
All right. Why don't you guys roll into your next one? You're tuned up and whatever.
Hail the blessed atomic morn, unto the earth a bomb is born, the pebble bed reactor core to the sky ascends. Hail the blessed atomic sea, its mouth in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, whose lips, untouched with blasphemy, our glowing eyes attend.
Me Without You on Audiotree Live. Aaron, I read that at some point you were going back to school. Have you finished that yet for a PhD?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
Still
What?
at it. I was trying to write while on our drive here, actually, but then
Yeah.
I dropped my computer and it broke.
So now it's
So
just
if anyone's listening, I could
use a new computer.
If you got an old one laying around, I'll pay for it. I'm not looking for a handout.
But he needs it to be sent, basically, to wherever the next location is.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
I'm writing about. I was doing some research at an Islamic private school in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Not supposed to say where.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
For anonymity's sake.
Yeah, of
but,
course.
Yeah, just looking at the way different teachers and administrators and community members there understand their faith and incorporate it into the curriculum and
Sure.
kind of come up with a consensus of what the orthodox version of Islam that they're presenting to the students.
Yeah, right on. So then that's like, is that a thesis paper or whatever?
Yeah, a dissertation.
Okay, dissertation. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And then you teach as well at Temple?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I did for 4 years. Let's see, I'll shut this delay off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
I was teaching for 4 years, and then actually this year is the first year I have not been
Okay.
since I began. I just thought we're doing a new album, and it really felt like time to consolidate my energy and put a little bit more into the band.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems like a tear your like intellect apart a little bit. There's like so much work you have to put into writing a paper, into teaching, you know.
You know, actually, it felt healthy to me to have the different avenues and different kinds of thought and energy to put toward different projects.
Sure.
The only problem is that the amount of hours in the day.
Yeah.
So it just came down to like I don't have time to do it, and especially when we're touring. You know, right now I'd be okay, but then if we do any touring in the fall or in the spring, then I have classes, and it becomes untenable.
Yeah, definitely. Any other higher education pursuits from you guys, or?
I graduated from Villanova University.
Sweet.
Go Wildcats with a degree in liberal arts. Wildcats till I die.
Boom.
Shout outs to the athletic business department.
That's a beautiful shout. They should send them some swag, please.
I'm starting a grad program this fall at a Quaker seminary in Portland.
Cool.
It's program's called Spiritual Formation.
Okay. And would that be like to do like RD kind of stuff, or?
I don't know. Yeah, I just kind of want to
Okay.
throw myself into the process and
And
sort of
see.
see what happens in those years. But it's online, so I'll be able to tour and do that at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
What's the time frame or the goal, I guess?
So it's 3 years. I start in September, and I don't know. I'm very interested in that field and that sort of way of thinking and being trained in that way. So
Yeah.
it's just sort of, like I said, walking into it and seeing what unfolds, but being able to do it so I can still live at home with my family and still tour for a living and, be able to do all those things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool that, online is a viable option for
Right.
education. Like that's amazing,
Right.
you know? Seriously. Yeah. Okay, cool. Why don't you guys take it into your next song?
Before the Red Sea flood, beneath a corn husk dome, we bid the elk horn run to a locomotive song until the pale horse comes along the rail withdrawn, clanging loudward on, clanging loudward on. We bid the elk horn run until the red cow comes. I was a steadfast son with thoughts and hopes divided, and on the arid ground of thirsty Zion's hill, cold waters tumbled down where the staff of Moses fell. What arrows fell, what picture holds us now? Behold the snake of brass, and the wind was blowing backwards. Behold the golden calf, blatantly a follow for the land we knew. Before the frost withdrew, and the fragrant pomegranate blooms where the tender locusts flew. Behind the milk white tombs, behind the milk tank cars, we pass the North Platte Yard on silver tracks unguarded. Out past the sandbar herds, out to the outcast birds, in the rust of open wagons low, the Blessed Virgin's likeness. We watch the green figs fall from the Nebraska sky. How much were even passive things responsive to our watchful eye? Let there be no doubt, so many figs and pictures hold us in the wells of livestock man. We shout and guard and says, I am mixed with oxygen as per the law of chemistry and jazz. The shape was roughly human, it was only roughly human. Apparition eyes, not apparition eyes, apparition eyes.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're here with Me Without You. All right, you guys can roll into the last one, or you can, I guess. And I will say that they're playing at the Abbey Pub tonight at 8 p.m. with Foxing. It's their first, or the beginning of that tour that is Foxing and Lithuania, and then they pick up Field Mouse in, I don't know, a month or so. New record, Pale Horses, is streaming, and you can get it digitally now. Its official release in stores is on Tuesday, so check that out. And yeah, they're on tour to the end of July, so check them.
Thanks for having us.
Let's retire to our knees with our books as our gracious and kindly machines of concern. Take our places, grow motorized trees, build robotic faces who smile on command, who can mind their own business, will hold human hands and rest human feet. What there shall we yield in our own poor devotions that pearl from the field cast back home to the ocean? Would you cast out my fears, or at least fix some tea in our cabbage white kingdoms of kings of no history? You can pack up your things, I'd still wear your ring. And in the chapel cross towns of the battle-scarred mornings, fake leaves, rustling sounds, late rattlesnake warnings from our homes underground. You can still hear them moaning, don't cheat on your taxes. But as for your spouse's dark secrets, come out with comma or without. When the tired young knees of your father walked out to Lord, I disbelieve, but increase thou my doubt. He sat down in the leavelessness 1,000 more times. I went back on my word, but I won't go back this time, neither bondsman nor free, but a newspaper salesman who moves about words, e.g. death do us part if our prayers are unheard. Well, our prayers are unheard.
Audiotree Live with Me Without You. Catch them out on tour, and please purchase their record. Thank you guys very much for coming out.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Thanks to awesome people in the studio and sound engineers. Thanks to camera and lighting crew for hooking it up. And viewers, thanks for watching. Support the band by downloading the session when it comes out in a week or so, and send a shout via social media to us or the band if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
Hey, Mom.
Go, Rick.
Rick.
Go, Rick. We did it.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.